Today's an exciting day. I'm launching a new product, and I'm doing it at the Dyson demo store opposite the famous Paris Garnier Opera House. So would you like to come into a Dyson store with me? Here we go. And here we have the store where we invite you to one near you, whichever country you are, and you can come and try out all our technology and see it demonstrated. So let's get started. Thank you. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Delightful staff here at Dyson. And this is our, we pioneered this new format of vacuum cleaner. It's battery powered with our high-speed digital motor, which is very efficient and reduces the size. And I'm just going to get in the way of our robot, there we are, and vacuum up. So it's very light and very powerful. And this is our robot, which navigates by vision system. It has a camera, a 360-degree camera, and it interprets the picture and knows where it's going and where it's been. And it too has our high-speed digital motor. I'll come across here to our lighting. We have LEDs that are you having a good demonstration? C'est bien ça? Oui. The LEDs are cooled by copper heat pipes, which extract the heat from the LED. So we guarantee the light quality and the bulb for at least 60 years. And then hair has become an obsession of ours. We developed a tiny high-speed digital motor, which enabled us to put the motor inside the handle, so it's quieter, more powerful, and faster drying. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Vous avez plusieurs de Dyson aujourd'hui? Oui, c'est bon, c'est très bien. D'accord. And here we have our air wrap, which uses the Corrale technology to wrap the hair and produce various interesting styles. Here we are, I can give a demonstration here if you come and look at this. To switch it on, and that's the Corrale effect, wrapping the hair around the barrel, so you can slip it off very easily. And we have a heater. You can have a heater, a cooler, a purifier, getting rid of dust, particles, but bacteria in your home, all in one machine. And we even do humidification as well here. But now we're getting to what I'm going to introduce to you today. Here's the product. I'm not going to show it to you yet. It's under there. I'm not going to show it to you. Now, at Dyson, we spent years, 6 to 8 years, examining hair science, discovering what damages hair and what makes hair glossy and what makes a better style. And one of the most important things about hair is the damage that you can get on hair. And we've not only studied in our laboratories, but we've gone around the world. We've set up laboratories in our demo stores. We examine people's hair. Now, everybody has different hair. And these are the sort of basic types of hair. You have straight hair here. You have slightly curly hair. You have very curly hair. And you have extremely curly or even kinky hair. And we've subdivided each of those types of hair. Now, there we are, those are the types of hair. Now, this is one of my hairs, which they took off me and examined. And you'll see that over on the left, it's near the root. You'll see that it's pretty well undamaged. That's in the middle, again, pretty well undamaged. And at the end, it's also pretty well undamaged. And I've only ever used a Dyson Supersonic on my hair. I've never used extreme heat. But if I show you the next slide, over on the left there, this is a slide of a beauty editor. I won't name her, but I think this is pretty normal sort of thing you'd see. So over on the left, there's a bit of damage near the root. In the middle, there's starting to be a lot of damage. And at the end, it's pretty well, it's terrible. And that's all, or mostly caused by heat. And the product I'm going to show you today overcomes this problem. This is the new Dyson Corrale. You can see a nice picture of it there. It styles your hair without extreme heat. It gives you a wonderful style, and the copper plates flex around the hair. So you end up with a glossy, undamaged hair, perfectly styled. So the secret of these copper plates here, which wrap around the tress, forming a nice oval for the tress. Now, I'll just demonstrate that. Sam's going to hand me an already heated set. Here we are. So I'm going to show you how it works. It clamps and you pull it down with, I've got even tension down the tress, and I'm not overheating it. In fact, I'm using far less heat than flat plate hair irons. So there you are. It's a lovely tress, even tension applied, and evenly heated. Thank you. Now I'm just going to show you, and I hope you can see this clearly. The one on the left is flat hair irons at about 200 degrees, and on the right are the Dyson Corrale at about 165 degrees. And you can see that the one on the left has splayed the hair out, so it's only really gripping the hairs in the center. And tension is extremely important. Tension and heat are the way that you straighten hair and style hair. Now that's achieved because these are the solid plates up here, and you'll see they're squashing the hair in the center, making it quite flat, but the hairs at the edge are not being tensioned, they're not being heated, they're not being squeezed. Whereas with the Dyson, with the flexing plates, it's corralling it in the center very nicely, keeping it a lovely oval shape. And the same happens when you look at the heat. Exactly the same effect happens. You're squashing and in fact overheating the tress in the center there, whereas there are bits being missed around the edge as it splays out. But with the Dyson, they're corralled into a nice oval, and it doesn't get too hot because the center core cools the outside hairs. So with the Dyson, the hair never reaches a temperature about 20 degrees below the temperature you've set it at. So the hair is always 20 degrees lower than the plate temperature. So that's how it works. And I'm now going over to Sandra, who's developed this wonderful rig which shows how tensioning occurs. And tension is critical to achieving straight hair. So over to you, Sandra.
Thank you, James. What you see here is a test rig which we've developed during our research and development labs. Analyzing the tension was really important during the development of the Dyson Corrale. It was really important to understand how the level of control added to styling means you can style the hair with less heat. What you can see here, we have 10 load cells which are measuring the amount of pressure that we're adding on this natural straight hair. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start by showing a competitor. Conventional straighteners have solid plates. Our testing has shown that solid plates are not able to control the hair, which means that users need to use more heat in order to style their hair. So you're going to see on the graph there, when I'm applying the heat and when I'm applying the tension, the tension and compression are very unevenly distributed. You can see that there are some large peaks of tension, but some areas of the hair tress are under a very low amount of tension. What this means is that the tension, the pressure, and the heat are unevenly applied to the hair, which means that not all the hair is being styled at the same degree. What the user would do to compensate for that, they would just apply more passes on the same section, which means that they will be applying more heat to their hair and damaging their hair. I'm going to show you next our Dyson Corrale. Dyson Corrale, as James explained, has flexing plates that shape and gather hair. So when we're going to do our pass, you will see that the Dyson Corrale applies even tension across the width of the hair section that we're styling. What this means is that all the tension and the heat are being applied consistently and evenly across the hair section. None of the hair strands are escaping the plates, which means that the styling is done more efficiently and we're obtaining a more aligned and even style. This means that you're able to achieve great style with less heat and less heat damage.
Thank you, Sandra. That's very clear. Very clearly explained the importance of even tension in straightening hair. And here you see a robotic test rig, which will make sure that you can do exactly the same operation time after time after time. Now notice on the left here, the flat hair irons are actually overheating and causing the oils to gas off. And you can see how the tress splays, leaving hairs untensioned and in fact unheated, whereas the Corrale on the right has gathered all the hair, giving even tension across the tress and a wonderful looking style. So if we could repeat that once more. With the heat map, you'll see the same thing occurring. Overheating to part of the tress, underheating to the hairs at the sides, whereas the Dyson on the right has given an even heat and not excessive heat. So we've just shown you two things, the importance of tension and the importance of not overheating. The secret are these copper plates. So if I can show them to you, you can see them flexing here. Now these are precision made, and I'll show you how they're made in a moment. But that's the key to it all. Those can flex beautifully and encapsulate the hair. And here they are in action on some hair. There you are. You see them flexing, and you see the wonderful style and the neat tress that she's able to attain coming down the tress. And here you can see the technology, the heaters, below the copper plates, then the heaters, then the thermal cutout, and then an insulator, and then the circuit board. Now, this is how the plates are made. They're machined first, and then they're wire eroded in a chemical, and then they're dipped in a coating material to coat them so that they're utterly durable. And these are some examples of our development from the right to the left. Now, Henry did a very interesting rig, which he's going to show you, for testing the durability of the coating on the copper plates.
Thank you, James. So we do a lot of crazy things at Dyson. We develop very high-tech test methods, and then we develop some slightly wackier ones. This is definitely one of the wackier ones to test out plate coatings. So you can see here that we've got a coated plate, an example there. And then it turned out that a record player turns around about the same speed as if you were straightening your hair. So it was a good way to test out coating robustness.
Thank you, Henry. That's great. Now, heat control is very important. We have intelligent heat control. A chip sends a message and receives a signal back 100 times a second to each of the two plates, so that the plates don't get too hot and remain at the right temperature. Now, in addition to physical damage and making the hair rough so that it doesn't reflect light, heat also damages color. Now, applying color is very expensive and it takes a long time. And you'll see there's the original over on the left. By the time you've applied 150 degrees or 200 degrees, 300 Fahrenheit, 400 Fahrenheit, you've changed the color dramatically. Color is also a form of damage. These are the batteries inside. We pioneered battery technology in vacuum cleaners and given extreme power to them. And we've now done the same with our straighteners, the Dyson Corrale. And we've been developing battery technology for the last 7 or 8 years. So we're rather experts in batteries. They're a very important area for us. Now, the importance of battery operated with no cord, you see there's no cord, is that you can do your hair in the car, as long as you're not driving. You can do it at work, you can do it in the washroom, you can do it before you go out to a restaurant, you can top up at any time, and you can travel with them. They've got a little plug you pull out for air travel. So you can see you can have the perfect style for any occasion at any time. And indeed, you can go around the home, any position in the home. You don't have to sit on the floor in front of a mirror because there's a socket there. So you've got total flexibility. Now, we've tested the product to extreme. We've squashed it, we've sat on it, we've dropped it from high heights, we've tested the buttons. There it is being dropped onto a concrete floor. And this is a high-speed test to test the durability of the plates. So it's thoroughly, thoroughly tested. And we now want to show the Dyson Corrale being used on real people's hair. So we're going to bring in Jen Atkin from our LA store, Century City LA store. Over to you now, Jen.
Thank you, James. Hello, everyone. I'm so honored to be with you this early morning in the Los Angeles Dyson demo store. My name is Jen Atkin. I'm a celebrity hairdresser, entrepreneur, and tech junkie. I'm also lucky enough to have been a global styling ambassador for Dyson for over 4 years now. And today is my birthday, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere but here, so it goes without saying I am a huge Dyson fan. Having been a part of the development process for the Airwrap and the Supersonic, it's such a pleasure to finally be able to show you the revolutionary Dyson Corrale. I've worked alongside the Dyson engineers as they research and develop technology in hair care over the years, and it's that incredible technology that makes it so we can create all styles and looks for every hair type. Okay, enough talk, let's see it in action. This is my model, Ashley. So now conventional straighteners make it really hard to get a soft, beautiful, and bouncy curl. And one of my favorite things is the flexible plates make it so the hair doesn't snag or catch as you glide the iron through the hair. So you can achieve the same bouncy styles as a conventional straightener, but without the extreme heat. And the Corrale is so easy to use and super versatile. So you can get the same styles and looks for all hair types, but without the extreme heat damage. It's so pretty. Thank you. So my next model, Taylor, has coily hair, and we're going to take it to straight. And just before, we blew her hair out using the Supersonics wide tooth comb attachment. And if you haven't tried it yet, I highly suggest giving it a go. It glides through the hair, has no sharp edges, so it allows you to stretch and smooth curls and coils. And to straighten hair, you need 3 things: control, tension, and heat. Conventional straighteners have solid plates, which are unable to deliver enough control and tension, so they up the temperature. But because the Corrale has flexing plates, we've enhanced control and tension, which allows us to be less reliant on heat. And you have 3 temperature settings. There's 330 degree, 365, and 410 degree Fahrenheit. So now with the Corrale, you don't always need to use the highest heat for coarser hair types. And the flexing plates allow you to achieve a strong style with less heat. It also measures the temperature up to 100 times per second. Look at that gorgeous, glossy, straight, smooth hair. Looks so good. Thank you. So it's going to give you 50% less damage than other conventional straight irons. All right, so next up we have Laura, and I'm so excited to show you a very popular look here in Southern California, the beach wave. What's so great about the flexible plates is that it doesn't leave that annoying indentation on the hair that you get with other flat irons. And my favorite feature is that it's cordless, so now you can literally do your hair anywhere. I've been able to get about 35 to 45 minutes battery life, depending on the style of the hair and the hair type that I'm working with. And the great thing is you can also use it while it's charging and plugged in. So I'm taking about 2-inch wide sections, but you can play around with your own hair to see what works best for you. And another one of my tips is I like to charge the Corrale on my charging dock so that I have plenty of battery life with every client I'm working with. Such great waves. Thank you, Laura. So Dyson really, really listens to the needs of consumers and stylists globally. And to get your hands on the Corrale, head to your nearest Dyson demo store or check out Dyson.com for more information. And if you have questions for James or for myself, head over to @DysonHair's Instagram stories. Thank you guys for tuning in today.